many of you have at least 2 talents? Raise hands. Okay. How about 3 talents? More than 4? Well, congratulations, because you are what we call multipotentialites, which means that you are the kind of people that you are in the place to develop any number of competencies to a high level. These kind of people, instead of having the problem of struggling to decide what to do professionally, you struggle to choose, because you actually have an abundance of career choices available to you. Not only are you in the position to choose, and choice, by the way, is something we shouldn't be taking for granted, because not everyone in the world has choices, but at the same time, there have been several benefits associated with multipotentiality, especially if we check Emily Wapnick's work that talked about that. So let's see these benefits. Number 1, idea synthesis. Multipotential people are able to combine knowledge from different fields because sometimes that gives them fresh, unique, original perspectives. For example, Steve Jobs. At one point, he realized that engineering alone was not enough to help him create something unique. So what he did is he combined it with design and liberal arts, and he gave us Macintosh. And then he gave us the first iPhone. Then, rapid learning. Multipotential people, because they have this quality and the many interests and the many talents, this also comes with their ability to acquire new skills fast. An excellent example here, Josh Waitzkin, the chess prodigy, who then proceeded to become world champion in Tai Chi push hands, and then black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, mastering not 1, but 3 completely different skills in one lifetime. A third benefit associated with multipotential people is adaptability. When you're engaging with multiple interests, this helps you become more flexible, and it helps you manage change better. A great example here, which is actually also a fun fact in my opinion. Nigel Richards, he's the US Scrabble champion. He also won the French championship, but he's not speaking any French. So how did he do that? He memorized the entire French dictionary. It took him 9 weeks. He found the only way this was possible, he adapted, and then his adaptability won him the championship. And finally, the 4th benefit is interdisciplinary connection. Because a diverse background allows you to create bridges between different domains, because you are in the actual position to understand these domains and tie them together. For example, if you're an artist, you can draw. But if you're doing comics, you're an artist, but you're also a writer. And if you're doing game development, you're an artist, you're a writer, and you're also a coder. Multipotentiality is a superpower. It gives you an advantage. And it also gives you the freedom to be all of you, to explore all of your identities. But multipotentiality doesn't mean multi-ability. And having the potential to do a lot of different things and perform at a high level, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that you manage to turn this potentiality into actual ability. When you are already good at something, it's very easy to get lost in the various talents, in the various interests. And basically, what you actually need to master something and excel in it is stamina. To quote Matt Haig, who is a writer and wrote a beautiful book called The Midnight Library, stamina is essential to stay focused in a life filled with distraction. It is the ability to stick to a task when your body and mind are at their limit. The ability to keep your head down, swimming in your lane, without looking around, who might overtake you. The biggest challenge multipotentialities face is paradoxically delivering, because with great potential comes also the responsibility to live up to this potential. So how to do that? How do we turn multipotentiality into multi-ability? It all goes back to the core agile principle. Stop starting, start finishing. Just because you have a calling, it doesn't mean you have to take the call. And it certainly doesn't mean you need to be taking every single call, every single time, no matter the timing. The bet here is how to harness all these callings and how to actively choose when you will invest in one and how much you will invest in one. This is Mondo Duplantis. You know him. He's the Swedish-American athlete, pole vaulter, and 2 times gold medalist in the Olympic Games. He also just released his first pop single, Bop. He mastered his field of choice, and then he pursued this second interest. An interest that, by the way, was probably always there. He didn't learn to sing in one day, but he was choosing how much energy to allocate to the second interest until he was ready to actually pursue it as well. He was controlling his interests. He wasn't being controlled by them. And by now you might be wondering, okay, but how? How do I stop starting, start finishing? How do I turn my multipotentiality into multi-ability? So here are some tools that might actually help you harness all these interests and talents. First, we have self-awareness. Self-awareness means being true to myself and being honest to myself. But it also means clarity. Clarity to understand what holds me back. Clarity to set boundaries to my own self if I have to. And it's not about eliminating. It's about prioritizing what deserves my energy and how much energy at this particular time. Does this align to my purpose right now? Or am I productively procrastinating? Number 2 is growth mindset. Growth mindset doesn't mean achieving everything. And it doesn't mean having faith that I will succeed no matter what. Growth mindset is about believing that I can change. Just that. If I want to, I can change. Knowing and being sure that you have the power and the control to do that. For example, it's all right. I don't like this about myself, but it can be elsewhere. It can be different. I can be procrastinating less. I can learn to focus on one thing at a time. I can become better at prioritizing. If you believe it, you're halfway there. Number 3, collect the proof. Collect the proof of your progress so you can have something to hold on to if you're feeling lost. If you want to pursue writing, start counting words. Start counting pages, books, articles that you've written. And don't stop until you've made sure that you've reached the goal you set for yourself. If you want to pursue an academic career, start counting publications. Set for yourself specific milestones associated with your interests in order to make sure that you are moving forward and not just in parallel. And finally, number 4, feedback. Feedback is the only mirror we have when it comes to our soft skills. Feedback is a reality check, and feedback is a gift. Find yourself some people to trust, and trust doesn't mean you're not going to hurt me. It also means I trust you to push me if you have to. I trust you to tell me honest truths in order to grow. And when you find these people, ask them, how am I doing? Is this okay to pursue right now? Am I deflecting? Am I wasting too much time on this? Is this the interest I should turn into a career? At the end, you will be the ones filtering this information because you're living your lives, you're crafting your careers, you're developing your personalities. But information is power, and that's why we should be putting active effort into receiving it. Do you know what's a sad truth? Most of us have several talents. Most of us have many potentialities. But at the same time, the world is full of people that are guilty and resentful and sad because they never became the full versions of themselves, and they never reached these potentialities to the fullest. And when talent doesn't turn into action, it usually turns into pain. And we don't need more of that pain. We don't need more of that in general. What we do need more of is creators, doers, people who walk the talk, people who show up, put the work, and deliver. People who finish the race and then inspire us to do the same. Potential is a promise, but ability is a legacy. Thank you.